and 19, I believe it was 1998. Released from all the charges in 203. He has he is a deacon in the church. He's been very active in the community and happy with children program, things of this nature. I feel that he redeemed himself, and at this particular time, we're just asking for this, the subject.
Okay.
Of him.
And on the embezzlement, was the embezzlement of public monies or private monies? Do you know?
Well, he was a member of public money, but he helped one of the citizens to get some things done at his home, and that was.
And has the restitution been made?
Yeah, all restitutions have been made, and another thing that had happened since that time, he was employed with the Grand Gulf. Well, he was employed with the contract at the Grand Gulf nuclear plant, and after being employed there, what happened was that he fell from a truck, and so he's now paralyzed. And
Okay. Other questions for Senator Butler? Senator McConnell?
Let me get that clarification there, Senator Butler. I'm going to be sure that we get this right. You say that it was a public funds, but it was getting someone, maybe a city or county employee or someone to do work on his property improperly.
yeah, he was helping someone in their property, and he
was the employee. So was he the employee doing the work? Like, was he a city or county employee or something?
No, he a contract.
He was a contractor.
He was a supervisor.
He was a supervisor.
He was a supervisor. He allowed a contractor to do some work behind a person's house, and it was illegal.
Okay, that clears up the.
So he.
Questions? If not, for motion.
Tax fees do pay.
Heard the motion, tax fees do pass. All in favor say aye. Any opposed, no?
No.
All right, let's have a show of hands on that one. If you're in favor, please raise your hand. If you're opposed, please raise your hand. So passes. All right. Let's see, 30. Where are we at? 30, 15, 54. I think the next one. I am not seeing that one. It's in here somewhere. Oh, the first one. I'm sorry. All right, Senator McCon, we're going to recognize you at 3054. Sorry about that.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And I want to go ahead and bring this person up. This is Mr. Seal. Let me get to the bill itself. Mr. Seals was sentenced and convicted in a 1981 conviction, and 1 year for a 1982 conviction, and 4 years for 1985 conviction, Department of Corrections. These were charges that were, let me go back to where they were here. I apologize for that, Mr. Chairman. I have everything here in front. Burglary and a stealing of property, and then he actually did walk off the job site when he was doing some work. He did walk back to that location. Biggest thing is he's been off paper since 1989. He actually worked at the Napa store for 30 years, and I never knew he even had a conviction. Last year, and I asked if we consider it. I told him that I would be happy to bring it forward to this committee. I believe that he has been a good, viable citizen for all that time period. You'll see there are letters from the 3 sheriffs saying they have no objection to his suffrage. Mike Lee, William Sally, and Jody Pennington, which are all 3 in that area there. Entertain additional questions of burglary and larceny and grand larceny from 1985. The question that Senator Sparks likely will ask is, has everything been taken care of as far as his fines, assessments, and restitutions? And they have. So, gotcha.
All right, question? Yes, sir.
He
said he's been operating since '89.
It says right here in '89. He was finally discharged October 29th, 1989.
'89 was
Well taken.
Any other questions, Senator McConnell? Not for a motion.
Title sufficient to pass.
Motion's House to pass. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? The ayes have it. The next bill is Senate Bill 3055. Senator Wiggins filed this one and he apologizes for not being able to be here this afternoon. And this is an interesting one because honestly, we probably don't need this bill because this woman was convicted in Florida. And when she came, I guess, to Mississippi and went to register to vote, she incorrectly, I guess, or was trying to be super honest. And on the questionnaire about have you committed a felony, she checked yes. Well, the felony was from Florida, not from Mississippi. So really the statute would have only applied here in Mississippi, I guess, to the felonies committed here. But just to do her due diligence, she wants a suffrage bill, even though really, I think if she went back to the circuit clerk and told them the distinction, they would probably register her anyway. But Senator Wiggins, knowing that, still would like for us to move forward with considering her bill. So this is the suffrage for Jessica Compton. She had committed the crime of fraud of uttering false bill or promissory note and grand theft in 2014, again in Escambia County, Florida. So again, probably not needed, but this was the request by Senator Wiggins. So Senator Hickman.
And this may be, I'm not against it at all, but this may be. What is
I would defer. Also clear that according to council that this is not necessary.
again,
Senator Sparks.
So a felony applies for felon in possession of a weapon, but not applicable to voting rights. If you get a felony that's disqualifying in this state, in another state, and then you move to this state, is that what we're saying? Okay. The question I would have, and I don't want to mess this up, but there's a court document or a document here purports to be a court record that shows revocation of probation order filed in 22. Can somebody explain? It says date issued. Maybe that's just the date that it was prepared, but it says revocation of probation order filed. And that may be, I see an order of revocation at 15. May just be that the record was certified, maybe what that is. Okay, thank you.
So I guess what I would suggest, since we got several more days, is to get with Senator Wiggins if y'all have an issue. Senator Simmons.
No, I think, Mr. Chairman, just. And I trust council's assessment of the law. I just think when the senator files this by request, you safer to have done it and not need it than to need it and didn't do it. So I guess if it's not necessary, fine, but it won't hurt us.
Yeah.
So my motion at the appropriate time,
You recognize.
Titus Fisher be passed.
All right. The motion on this one is Title sufficient do pass. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay?
No.
Okay. Yeah, it's happened on this one. And the last one, we're not going to take up simply because this is not a disenfranchising crime. So if you look at House Bill 1815, the crime was of manslaughter in 1984. Manslaughter, believe it or not, is not a disenfranchising crime. So really all this person needs to do, Ms. Green, is to take her discharge order to the circuit clerk's office and register to vote if she chooses to register to vote. So with that being said, I'll recognize a motion to rise and report. All right. Thank you all for being here. Appreciate it. Yeah. We'll get with Paul.